I've been seeing on social media a lot lately people saying that you lose your rights to your house if you're thinking about getting divorced and you move out. And I'm only talking about North Carolina here, but that's just not true. Now, you might lose leverage in your situation, and you might lose the right to move back in because North Carolina has something called domestic trespass, but you don't lose your right to the equity. You don't change ownership just because you move out. You don't change the fact that you're still entitled to a portion of the value of the house. And for some folks, you may be able to move back in as part of an agreement or a court order. So I just want to make it clear, you don't lose anything related to being able to claim your rights to the house if you move out in the state of North Carolina. Now, I did say you might lose leverage if you move out of the house. So let's talk about that. And let's talk about how you should be smart and make a plan before you move out. I think a lot of people don't understand this about North Carolina either. You can resolve everything but the divorce itself before you ever move from the house. Custody schedules, support payments, who's ultimately going to get the house, how the equity is going to be divided, what we're doing with retirement accounts, who's getting what car, who's paying for the insurance, all kinds of things. You can resolve the whole gamut of your legal issues, but for the divorce itself in North Carolina before you ever move out. And I know that sounds weird, and that's not what we see on TV, and that's not what we see in books, and maybe why this is being so confusing in social media. But in North Carolina, you can do it all. So the question is, what kind of leverage might you lose if you move out? Well, maybe you're the one that's been making the mortgage payments the whole time, and if you move out, your spouse is going to expect you to continue to do that, and now you've got to pay for your place to live as well. And so you're making two housing payments, but you're not even enjoying the house that you own. So that can be a problem for a lot of people. Maybe your spouse is the kind of person that would hold the kids hostage if you left and said, well, you can only visit them here at the house, or they can't go to your new apartment because it's not suitable. So maybe you don't get to see your children as much as you want and as much as you deserve if you move out first without a plan in place. So this is why we advise that you see a lawyer before you move out. Not only is it smart, but it can help you put a plan in place so that your rights aren't compromised or used. Your moving is not used as leverage against you if you move. Also, there could be documents that are in your house that maybe you won't have access to once you move out. So you can get a lot of the things that you need to get a fair and reasonable settlement in your case. And we understand sometimes there's reasons you have to move out. Maybe you want to separate and you know that your spouse won't move. And here we are again in North Carolina where you have to be separated, meaning two different places to live for a year. So you want to get divorced, you've got to move. Maybe your safety is at risk. Maybe you're worried about your children's well-being. There's a lot of legitimate reasons to move before you have a solid plan in place. But we highly recommend that you have a plan, that you try to take care of this as much as possible before you move. And even if you can't get it all done, at least come see us so that we can help you know what you have ahead of you so that you know all of your rights and you know your responsibilities and you have reasonable expectations before you move.